Welcome to NFL Total Access. My name is MJ Acosta-Ruiz, and when you're a young quarterback in the NFL, like Jalen Hurts, every decision your front office makes and every statement your coach makes is a test. Like Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni announcing that Hurts can have the starting job if he wins the starting job. That's a major test. Well, listen up, Eagles fans, because your young QB didn't just pass it, he aced it. No pride hurt, no offense taken, only respect given to both his coach and Joe Flacco.
I know in all of those different avenues, all those different values and principles that we're, trying to instill here in Philly, no one is above that, and everybody got to go to work, So for me, I know rent is due every day. It's always been that way for me. Always been a get better mentality every day, grow every day, be a better leader every day, be a better quarterback every day. And when that rent's due, I don't plan on missing no payments. So it's work.
Our midweek squad here, Willie McGinest, Joe Thomas, and Cynthia Freeland with us tonight. Now, was anyone surprised by Jalen Hurts not being even a little bit fazed by QB competition? I wasn't, not like he hasn't been in a similar situation before. But do you think there's actually a contest going on here, Willie?
Absolutely not. But the coach is supposed to instill and tell everybody it's a competition. And he does want everybody to compete across the board. I get it. He's a new coach. He's trying to build the culture there. He wants people to not think that they're going to just get handed something. They have to earn it. And I think Jalen handled this perfectly. He comes from a system in Alabama where everything that he said, everything that this coach is trying to instill has been in place for years. And he's also been down this road before where it was a competition. And he lost out to Tua. And he handled it like a professional. He's a high-character guy. He's smart. His demeanor is the best. And he's not gonna say anything outside the box or against the team because he understands all those things they're trying to instill. He's already been through. I love this kid. I love the way he handles the situation. But at the end of the day, Nick, this is your starter, okay? I love Joe Flacco. He's done a lot for this league. He was a good player, but his time has passed. Jalen Hurts is your quarterback. If you want to eliminate one more distraction, let's not have questions about who's going to start at the quarterback position. This kid was drafted in the second round. You got rid of Carson Wentz because you saw what he brought to the table, and he is the guy for the job. So I'm just saying, as a young coach, you can eliminate some distractions by not even talking about this and give him the start and let him get going.
Yeah, Willie, don't pee on my head and tell me it's raining. Coach, I realize that everybody in Philadelphia already knows that Joe Flacco is not going to be their starting quarterback. They got rid of Carson Wentz. They got rid of Doug Peterson because they wanted to build a team around Jalen Hurts. And I've been around plenty of these quarterback competitions, some of them real, some of them bogus. And honestly, everybody all the way down to the locker room boy understands that Jalen Hurts is going to be named the starter at some point. And it just depends on how long Coach Sirianni wants to play this game about who's going to be the starter and that it's a competition. But in addition to competition, he wants to build trust and honesty with his players. And so the longer he goes down this path of it's a competition, the longer it's going to take for this offense to develop and coalesce around Jalen Hurts. Because what do you do in training camp if it's a true competition? You have to split reps with your offense. So not only are you giving less reps to Jalen, but you're giving less reps to the guys on offense who are going to be catching passes and listening to play calls from Jalen in the huddle. So the sooner Coach Sirianni tells everybody what we already know, that Jalen Hurts is your starter, the better for the Philadelphia Eagles to move forward and to start to build that trust in that offense amongst all those 11 starters.
Yep.
You know, at first, I thought that maybe Coach Sirianni was just showing his inexperience with doing pressers. But now I kind of think he's brilliant because he's distracting us from asking a whole bunch of other questions like, what's going on with Zach Ertz? What are you going to do about the O-line? How are you going to keep Jalen Hurts progressing with these wide receivers when last year you didn't make such a great pick? Any questions about the front office? Oh, no. We're all distracted looking over here at this fake quarterback competition, which I do think the coach is trying to instill a culture and create the right atmosphere for success. But it's also is actually kind of smart. Maybe Nick Sirianni knows a lot more about this than I gave him credit for because he's distracting us. And now we're talking about this instead of all these other real questions.
All right, I hear your theory here, Cynthia, but this sleight of hand, I mean, to what end? You know, is it to Jalen's detriment, like Joe was saying? But just here's a little bit of what Jalen Hurts has already faced in the short time in the league. He went from being a second-round pick and a surprise destination to the successor of a former franchise QB. Oh, and he's on head coach number 2 in just his second season. Speaking of that, former Eagles QB, Carson Wentz, adjusting nicely in Indy. The Colts posted this video of Carson Wentz on the field getting a throwing session in. The caption simply, "Hey there,